Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of the FiveMarks podcast. This isn't how we normally start the episode. Normally it's just into the intro, into the episode, and having a fun time with our guests, especially it's Christmas time. But this isn't clickbait. Yes, that annoying, stupid moron is on this episode. I thought it was myself and Will doing the end of year episode. It was what I was told, and then out of nowhere, we're sitting there chatting, talking about what we're going to talk about on the episode, and then a third person joins, and you'll hear the confusion in my voice at the beginning, and you'll see the whole episode. And I do apologize. That's why I want to do this disclaimer. I do get very, very annoyed, very heated on this one. So I'm going to stop talking. This is the episode I never wanted to put out.
This is Edward Stuart Tate, and welcome.
No, we're not starting it like that.
Podcast. I'm your host alongside, don't know these guys' names, but let's give it a shot. You're very welcome, first of all. Okay, next question.
What for Will? Why is he here? Why am I here? This was supposed to be one-on-one talking about the best of the year, and why is he here?
You talk about the best, you need the best present.
Like, the way I see it at the moment, we have Mr. Tate here, and he is the Bobby Heenan of OTT.
Bobby Heenan!
We need the best of the best.
Oh, you're so full of shit.
Bobby Heenan's before my day, boys. Don't know him. I'm not familiar with his work. But I'll tell you why I'm here. I'm here specifically to address one issue, and that's the disrespect shown to my boy, the Brick Showhouse, the future of OTT and all of Irish professional wrestling, Nathan Murphy forever. And I'm here basically to accept an apology.
An apology for which now?
An apology for clipping him in a recent show of yours, where you essentially barred him off your show. Not that he would ever come. Here.
What a great
come here.
Oh, but, that clipped it so well.
Yeah, so that's mostly why I'm here. But while you have me, I'm free to answer any questions.
Well, I won't be asking you any questions. Frankly, I don't want to be here. Will, you can do what the fuck you want. As it comes for Boots Murphy,
Nathan Murphy forever. Put some respect on it.
He will, until the day he apologizes to our podcast for throwing his eyes to the fucking sky at our name. It wasn't even a full conversation. You brought up our name and he threw his eye to the sky. We were his first interview. We were his annual interview, and that's the respect. That's respect that Boots gives us. Boots Murphy, you're still fucking barred. Well, you can do what you want with this episode. I'm not doing anything with this.
Don't know who Boots Murphy is, but Nathan Murphy forever will accept that apology. Okay. Thank you. Okay, is that it? We done?
No, I think. Well, I know that. I know you wanted to have him here to ask him questions and stuff.
But due to respect, Martin, on behalf of the podcast, I'd ask you to man up and show respect.
Man up! Wait. He wants me to man up. He wants me to man up.
We have a guest on the podcast. You wouldn't treat Oku like this.
He compared him to Oku.
You have to show respect to the guest that I asked to come on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I will be respectful during this episode, unless spoken bad against. Will, continue. Off you go. Do your episode. Do your thing.
Hold on. You are one of the faces of this podcast, so I want you to start off the podcast.
You could work
after
on that.
This, and you may ask EST a few questions, and I will chime along, like we usually do with other guests.
And he must call me Mr. Tate.
Martin, proceed with the questions.
Proceed.
Mr. Tate,
Yes.
How did it feel? Let's take this back to when we first saw you in an OTT ring, the Loco Rumble this
Well,
year.
you're forgetting that it's also almost 12 months to the day since the award-winning Beyond the Tate documentary was released.
Yes, where you
So
took
I just want to remind everyone about that. It's
a,
on
a
YouTube. Check it out.
cheap win against Shane.
Against a loser. Yes. Yes,
Big up,
he
by the
did.
way. Big shout out to the big V boy Shane. Look, see, thank you, Will. Thank you, Will. Anyways, moving on with my question. Let's go back. Let's go back to the Loco Rumble. The first time we got to see you in a ring,
Mhm.
you paid off a wrestler, which fair enough. Man like Reese took a fair paycheck that day. Took a fair paycheck. But my question is, how did it feel having tossed your ass out from that Loco Rumble?
How does it feel to finish 13th in the main event of the National Stadium in a number one contenders match to the world title? How does it feel to beat the likes of Moose in that world
Technically
title
beat
number
him.
one contenders match? Felt pretty damn good. Yeah, I got screwed over by a man like the Reese. He still owes me well, he owes me all that money back because that wasn't part of the deal. Uh, but it was a quick hurrah for ES Tate. However, I did get a few digs and
Oh.
kicks in on Jay while he lay helpless in the corner. So all around, nice day, good day's business for ES Tate. What a
And
debut! Name another OTT superstar that has had such an impact in his debut as ES Tate.
I
We
mean,
could
a
we could be here
massive
all day.
impact. Who did you throw out again?
It doesn't matter who I trade.
Did you actually touch Moose?
No, actually, he walks behind me as I'm entering the ring, so I didn't want to go near him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you can.
Shit question, by the way. Go on, Will. Next.
I
Shit.
just I just want to know what is it like working with Nate Murphy in your time at OTT?
Thank you. I was hoping you'd bring up Nathan Murphy forever. Uh, since day one in OTT, the Tate estate has been something I've been talking about. I've been talking about this groundswell of support that ES Tate has been receiving and how I could merge that into something bigger. I have been looking at the underlying stats of a lot of OTT wrestlers. Who has clearly got talent but isn't being appreciated. Maybe they've been used in the wrong way. Maybe they've been misguided in their own judgment. And I was looking around and I spotted Nathan Murphy forever. And I'll admit it took a long time to negotiate Nathan Murphy into the Tate estate, but he was my number one target. We got it done, got the deal done over the summer, just in time for the deadline, and it feels great. He is my brick show house. He is a future world champion. People forget how young he is. He is in his early 20s. The future is Nathan Murphy forever. And it was a serious scoop for us, a coup. What's next? Well, we are cooking up a few things at the moment. And you're going to see what's next for Nathan Murphy forever within a month. You're going to know within a month something huge on its way.
Been saying that for 3 years.
That doesn't make sense.
Anyways,
That doesn't make sense. 3 years. I don't get that timeline.
okay. Anyways, let's talk about you've been scouting him for so long, okay?
Hmm.
Let's
Yeah.
let's let's look back. OTT invasion in Ennis.
Hmm.
I believe you were cheering for Limo. I believe when Limo won the match, you were elated, cheering. Yes, I got Limo until Limo told you hit the bricks.
No.
And then because you had absolutely no other choice, you took in Nathan Murphy at his lowest point.
Is that how you saw it? Is that how you think it went
That
down?
is how everyone in OTT saw it.
Let me fill you in. Nathan Murphy was already signed before that match even happened. That was all a big play act. However,
Oh yeah.
I will admit, I thought Limo was also going to join the Tate Estate. So I thought we were actually going to get two members from that match because Nathan was guaranteed at that stage. So yeah, look, I was at the time elated, thought Limo stood a chance, but as soon as he said no, I looked at him, I said, "Do you know what? This guy's nothing but he's a loser. He's from a level beneath ES Tate, a level beneath Nate Murphy forever." And I was trying to think about all the time I'd have to spend in menswear shops trying to dress him up. Uh, just wasn't for me in the end. So we politely declined Limo, and we've decided to move on.
You were thinking of dressing him up?
Well, he can't wear those jorts or whatever he wears. The John Cena look doesn't really work
Like, at what
for
point
ES
during
Tate.
the day would you just like think of dressing him up?
We probably get a designer in and probably spend 8 or 9
It's weird.
hours. Why is that weird?
That's
Says the guy
you
wearing
were.
what? Wearing sweatpants and a hoodie.
Oh,
You could.
speaking of the hoodie,
Oh,
LJ Cleary. LJ Cleary. Let's talk about LJ Cleary.
mm, let's not.
So, LJ Cleary signed to the Tate Estate. How great is that going with you guys?
Uh,
Oh,
er,
that's right. He wasn't signed, and he's fucking sent you guys to the
he's
bricks.
yeah. Well, it's funny you say bricks because it rhymes with bricks, but he's a little prick. He'd agreed backstage. So let me set this for you. I gave up my spot, my place at the National Stadium at the anniversary show to negotiate with LJ Cleary to join the Tate Estate. I had an opportunity elsewhere for Nathan Murphy forever, and unfortunately, I was misguided on this occasion because I spent time trying to secure the name of LJ Cleary for the Tate Estate. And he agreed. He verbally agreed. He said he would join the Tate Estate. Why else in Belfast would I come out? Why else would I announce it? Why else would I let him play his stupid music and come down the
Great
aisle
song.
unless I was convinced he had already signed? He said it himself on the day. He said, "Yes, I have joined the Tate Estate. Yes, medical bills are tough in America. Yes, I have no insurance." The cheap ass loser.
That was a good one.
I don't know why that's a good one. So he agreed to join the Tate Estate, and then he said that's what I would say if I was a loser or whatever else he said afterwards. But he had already joined, so legals are dealing with that at the moment. As far as I can tell, he has verbally signed with the Tate Estate, and he's going to rue the day. I guarantee you, he will rue the day should he turn this opportunity down. We're not done
Um,
with that little shit. That's all I'm saying. We're not done with that little shit.
Another question for you, Mr. Tate, is
Thanks.
you have Nathan Murphy forever on your
Hmm.
team, and Limo, you're better off not going near him.
Agree.
And LJ lied to you in Belfast, which is a shame. Do you have anyone else in the lineup that you want to pick for the ES State?
Yes. The short answer is yes. The long answer, Will, is I cannot disclose it yet. However, we're not talking about a long distance here. There will be more. There will be more. I'm looking at a blueprint at the moment, a blueprint of who I see as the definition of perfection in Irish wrestling. And there is a guy with the underlying stats, like I said, how we picked up Nathan Murphy. This is kind of Moneyball wrestling. This is how Tate works. And this guy, we're close. We are close. So yeah, it's going to happen. I'm pretty confident it's going to happen, and hopefully all in time for the deadline.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. That was a great question.
Let me throw you another great question because let's go back to what you spoke of there.
Your
So
voice makes
you
my neck hurt. I don't know how you do that. There's something in the tone of your voice that just gets
your
at my neck.
face your face makes our views drop. But anyways,
Can't drop much
let
lower.
me let's talk about what you said there, which are I had Boots Murphy doing something at the last National Stadium show. Okay,
Hmm.
how far in advance did you have this match or whatever it was for Boots Murphy kind of set in stone before you, as you say, had to stop because you had other things to do?
Um, I have a I've a beautiful relationship with Joe Cabray. I would say one of the top relationships in Irish wrestling would be myself and Joe, but it's strictly business. Strictly business. I would say the Tate estate is Joe. It's Joe adjacent. Joe, obviously, we have chats on the regular, and Joe said, "Edward, what would you like at the stadium?" And I set out a few opportunities that I felt would work for us, for our side. And Joe was agreeable. Ultimately, we didn't sign on the dotted line because at that stage the LJ situation appeared, and well, you know what happened after that. I won't repeat myself. The little prick really made a big mistake.
Yeah. Nathan Murphy didn't make a mistake. Anyways, what was that
Not
supposed
Nathan
to
Murphy.
be?
I'm not getting into that with you.
Okay. Yeah.
There's only so much I can say.
So we see Joe has this amazing team at the moment and is trying to make OTT better.
Yeah.
We'll say in a year's time, or maybe to the next anniversary show when it comes around. Do you think yourself you will have a strong team like that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as strong as that. Joe's, what Joe is going on is, it's the greatest. It's a piece of art. I've never seen anything like it in professional wrestling before. Could I match that with the Tate estate? Yes. Will I? How quickly can we get it done? Could it all happen in 12 months? I don't know. I played a long game. There's no shortcuts in the Tate estate. So if we pick up a man or two over the next 6 months, I think that might be enough. We're not looking to, like, Joe is reshaping Irish professional wrestling. That is completely different to what the Tate estate is doing. The Tate estate is a business. The Tate estate is about putting my brand on the future of professional wrestling so that when they become the world champion or the European champion or whatever it should be, Tate estate branding right beside it. That makes me a lot of money. So that's kind of more what I'm looking at. What Joe's doing is basically resetting professional wrestling and putting it back the way it should be all along. That's a bigger, more political grand scheme. It's not really what I'm trying to do. But another fantastic question, Will. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
So let's talk. Let's
Will,
talk.
do you have another question?
Business.
Could we do two Will questions?
He's cutting me off on my podcast. Cutting me off on my podcast.
Apart from Nathan Murphy forever,
Stop putting the forever.
Being a great wrestler he is in OTT, is there
What?
another wrestler you admire in OTT that you would not want on your team, but you're just like, that wrestler is a great wrestler?
Oh, there's loads of them. There's some of them that are unattainable. Matthew Bullet Smith, for example, unattainable presently. Yes, he's the future. In reality, he will be a world champion very, very shortly. That's how I see it. I've been a huge fan of his for a long time. One of my close friends in professional wrestling. Although, I probably, ratio wise, I'm texting him more than he's texting me, but that's just business. You don't get responses all the time. So Matthew Bullet Smith, love what Dara Lynch is doing at the moment, trying to find his daddy. Hopefully that'll all work out for him. There's a few others out there. I love Joe's crew. I think they're peak. Corvin is a great pal of mine. There's so many. I mean, it's hard to get into. There's a lot of people I don't like. The Freak Show, whatever they're called. STEM. I'm not going to mention his other name, but Shane O'Keefe. That guy masquerading as a professional wrestler. That type of stuff, stay away. There's no money in that. There's no money in that. So
Shane's had like one match against you, and that was it. He's been doing commentary and a few bits around the place. What are you talking about?
Yeah, see, it's. I don't want to play games here. Delusion like that is not going to get us anywhere in this podcast.
Speaking of delusion, how's that, Nick?
Don't think those questions are linked, but the neck is not great, actually. A bit of a setback recently.
Oh,
I thought it was all fixed prior to the CCW, the cool Outlaw Championship wrestling event. Obviously, I took it off, did a lot of damage in that cheap shot from Ango, and it's probably went back 3 or 4 months after that. Uh, I'm wearing it maybe 5 days on, 2 days off now. So that's progress. Was 6 and 1 up until quite recently, but that's just doctor's orders.
and what's the actual diagnosis here? Like, what's wrong with your neck?
It's like tendon and ligament damage, uh, spinal, a lot of fluid that gathers up around the neck. Um, it's a real shit show, a real shit show.
It
But
is. It
I'm
is.
very like
It's a shit
the
show.
doctors. What they have said is a normal man, wouldn't be walking. So I
For
think that
tendon and nerve?
yeah, it's kind of like Kurt Angle had something similar.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of neck stuff out there that would be like a small part of what I have, but like I've got a lot of combination of injuries all in the one area. And you wouldn't understand it. It's quite medical. It's quite scientific, quite technical.
Don't nod as if you're agreeing with him.
Why would the man lie?
What exactly?
Hold on,
That's
let
a
me get my Roman
that's a
scroll.
that's a great question. Why would the man lie? What have I got to gain by wearing a neck brace if I didn't need it? Nothing.
That's very true.
Go on, keep these questions going. Time is money.
A question for you
Yes.
is when we go to an OTT show and we're waiting for the second part of the show when we get a little break for either when people want to go for a smoke or a drink, we always go to the merch table. Will we see ES
Don't.
Tate merch?
Don't
Because
ask him that.
I've picked up 2 t-shirts since I've been going to OTT, maybe 3 at max, but I want to see good quality t-shirts, a good quality thing that I can actually wear in
You're
public
such
and
a
not
kiss
be
ass.
ashamed.
Yeah. So you're spitting out these great questions, Phil. Yes is the answer. There will be ES Tate merch soon enough. I've been giving out a lot of business cards out for free, and some of my team at the Tate estate were like, "That's just you're throwing away money." So if I was to mark up, like, I don't know how much cards cost, but maybe like a couple of hundred for 1,000 business cards, I could probably charge a tenner a business card and cream it. I'd say there'd be at least 100 people who buy those. So might start with the business cards, just because there's a lot of stock there. I want to update them, so get rid of those. T-shirts, yes, but we're looking for a good quality manufacturer. We're, I'm not into this cheap stuff where people will buy a T-shirt and then they'll have to buy another T-shirt. Fast fashion is not Tate is not a fast fashion man, as you can tell. So we're looking for a quality distributor, quality. We might even make them handmade, But yes, there will be merch.
Perfect, thank you.
I'm done with your questions, Will.
You're welcome.
Let's
That was
talk.
great.
Let's talk about you and Joe because you kind of brought him up ever so slightly there. What is the story with you and Joe there? Why? What is the real true reason? Because I know there's something going on there. Why are you on Joker Bray's side and all of this that's going on? A man taking Irish wrestling hostage, and you want to be up his arse.
Uh, I mean, you see it so differently to me. Um, if you worked in business, you would understand that you have to connect with other people who can make money. I mean, Joe is a successful human being. He is a businessman ultimately. E.S. Tate, businessman. How can Joe and Edward Stuart Tate create a symbiotic relationship where we both make money? Um, that's it. It started like that. It has blossomed into a friendship. It's blossomed into let's go for a drink. Let's talk about who's on the card. Joe might say, "What do you think of this guy?" I'm not saying he takes my opinion seriously or anything like that, but he asks the questions, and of course, I bleed Joe for knowledge. That's ultimately what it comes down to for ES Tate. ES Tate doing this whole Moneyball thing, trying to connect with who is the up and coming, underrated superstars in professional wrestling. Joe Cabray has all the knowledge in the world. Joe Cabray knows, 5 years ago who this guy wrestled. Joe Cabray knows this guy's finisher. Joe Cabray knows all of that. Joe Cabray knows also who was up here and has dropped back and why. So if I can get all that information, that's only going to, it's only going to bring me betterment and improve the Tate estate.
And realistically, let's kind of dwell into wrestling here. How well did you know OTT before you kind of stepped into the little ring just to have your one-off match with Shane and then blossomed this massive friendship with Joe Cabray?
I heard OTT was selling out shows in the National Stadium, and I thought, do they have a sponsor? Are they, how are they making money? So really, I'm just piggybacking on the success that Joe already created. I see opportunities, I see money, I see investment opportunities. So that's it, really. Did I know OTT
So it is just one
5
big
years
business
ago?
plan.
No. Did I know OTT 5 years ago? No. Do I know much about professional wrestling? No. Do I care? No. Do I know how to make money? Yes. Do I know who can get me there? Yes. Am I enjoying it along the way? Absolutely. And have I made some beautiful friends? You better damn believe it.
Name me 5.
Nathan Murphy forever.
Okay, Boots.
Joe.
That no,
Yes.
no, that's
That counts. Will, you're a decent guy.
he's not OTT talent, so
Okay. Talents. Oh, Alex Grayson's pretty sound.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Matthew Bullet Smith and myself connect on a different level.
He doesn't text you back.
Dara Lynch.
There's one. If Dara Lynch is your friend and you say you actually like him so much and you're friends with Joe,
Corvin is absolutely a friend of mine. 100%.
I don't think I've ever seen you two getting
Yeah.
along.
Yeah, Corvin is 100% my friend. Anyway,
If you like Dara Lynch so much and you see so much in Dara, all right, and you're such buddies with Joe Cabray, why aren't you helping him? Why don't you ask Joe? Joe, I like Dara Lynch. Who's his dad? I want to help him out.
I know who his dad is.
And why don't you tell him?
I don't think I ever said I liked Dara Lynch.
Believe you did at some point. Believe you did.
Kind of okay. Well, if I did, I'd like to take that back. Dara is more like,
wow.
He's like a lost puppy, and Tate could do with a little pet, a mascot. So that'd be interesting. Look, Dara Lynch's dad. It's none of my business. I don't want to get involved in any of that. Family stuff, that kind of political stuff, that, the stuff going on with it. Joe obviously has his reasons for not wanting to say it. So, yeah, I respect that. If Joe wanted me to tell him, Joe would tell him himself.
What's really in this for you in terms of being an OTT and stuff like that? Are you looking at being better than Joe and overranking Joe and maybe taking over OTT?
Absolutely not. No, I'm going to cut it off.
Really?
Yeah.
Even 100%. as a businessman who saw a business opportunity,
yeah,
there's no gain in this for you.
There's a lot of gain in it for me, but there's no gain in it for me if there's no Joe Cabray. Joe Cabray is where the money comes from. Joe Cabray is where the vision comes from. I respect Joe more than anyone on planet Earth. If there was a church of Joe, I would be the #1 disciple. However, I know also how to make money. So, as I said earlier, I mean, are you dumb? Did you hear what I said earlier when I was talking about?
I won't lie, when you talk, I don't really listen.
That's why you're a shit interviewer. If you'd listen, you wouldn't have to repeat the question. You wouldn't have already probably lost 15, 20 people by asking the same question twice. Will, back to you.
I just want to apologize on behalf
of
the FiveMarks about Martin's hostile questions and his aggressiveness.
Where's Carmo? I bought Carmo a house before. Where is he?
He doesn't need to be here. Don't need to answer that. Next.
And my question is, you speak highly of Joe, which is good to hear.
Yeah.
Have you learned something from Joe since you and him have been chatting up on OTT shows when you're doing a bit of training or behind the scenes of the night before or the day before the show and like everything comes together? Have you learned stuff from him?
I learned stuff from Joe. Yeah, it's is there specifics that I could say? There's a lot there. I've learned I've learned to watch yourself in the back. Wrestling is a cutthroat landscape. Um, I'm a very nice, friendly guy, very open, very gracious, humble. I probably had to pull back a little bit on a few of those traits just to protect myself. Joe would guide me there. He'd tell me which losers I shouldn't pass by, without hitting them a little nudge. Um, and then just from a wrestling standpoint, ES Tate can go. ES Tate can go also. And Joe would be, my number one trainer. Everything I've learned would have come from Joe Cabray. So Joe, I thank you very much. I respect you. If you're listening, chat soon, buddy.
So when can we expect you in a ring in a match?
Well, I'm injured, so it's
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's hard. Maybe never. Doctors are saying I might never walk again, but here I am. Obviously, after the CCW event, I thought I could never speak again. Look at me now, talking. So, Edward Stuart Tate is built like no other man. My recovery is exceptional. So maybe sometime next year, maybe. Hopefully not, but maybe.
Come on, Will. Keep asking questions.
I'm undefeated though, just so you know.
Thanks to Big Dirty Nikki. Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah. Undefeated in singles match, thanks to Nikki. Another guy, actually, there's a guy you respect. Um, Obviously, I won the battle royal at the CCW Rumble event as well. That was a spectacular win.
I don't think you
So
did.
yeah, yes, I did.
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah, I did the Tate strut and then threw out Tommy Flynn over the ropes. Bam, bam, bam. Music hit up on the top ropes. New champ.
Really?
That's how
Because
it ended. That's how the match
I don't
ended
remember.
officially.
Officially.
Yeah,
So where's the title
I
that
only
you
deal
so
in
called won?
in officials. Granted, Angus McAnally came out afterwards, but he wasn't an official entrant.
Uh,
He wasn't an
I
official
believe
entrant.
Angus came out, threw you out, and Angus was declared the official
Yeah,
winner.
but he wasn't. I was told before I went out how many entrants there would be. He wasn't on that list. So that's
I
that's how
believe
that's how it works. You
I
sign up
believe in
to a
the
match.
wrestling business we call that card subject to change.
No, in the wrestling business, we sign our name down on the card before you go out there. There's a lot of insurancy background stuff that an idiot
Hmm.
like you wouldn't understand. And Angus McAnally's name was not on that list. I would not have got into the ring had I known he was there. Cheap coward.
So you're saying you're what I'm getting out of this is you're afraid of Angus McAnally.
No, I'm not afraid of Angus McAnally. I just I'm
So why
I'm
would you
I'm
never got in the ring?
above. Because I'm above him. I'm above him. He's here. He's a
In what
commentator,
way?
and I am here. So I can see that here, here.
Because I think
I'm
Angus McAnally,
I'm better at
especially
him
now he has a win over you,
now.
and
I'm a
is a better
better
commentator than you.
I'm a better commentator. I'm a better actor, stage actor, probably. I'm a better human being all around. A nicer guy, and I'm more humble.
I don't remember Angus having to pay anybody off.
Just because he can't afford it.
That's true.
Don't agree with him.
But
Just ask him another question.
I have a question for you, Martin.
Yes.
You're very hostile towards a friend of mine, and I invited him on the
I'm never hostile
podcast.
towards Carmel.
And no. As I said, I invited Mr. Tate on the podcast.
Without my knowledge.
Yet you keep questioning about when you get in the ring. When are you getting in the ring? Martin, would you step in the ring with Nathan Murphy?
Would I step in the ring with Nathan Murphy? No. I wouldn't step in the ring with Nathan Murphy.
You seem very hostile towards Mr. Tate, and I'm not appreciating it on behalf of the podcast.
Yes. Oh my God.
And what is
Great
so
to
what
finish
is
with
so
a
what's so
joke.
funny?
Great
What
to
is
finish
so
with a
funny to
joke.
you?
Because I found this was a bit of an annoying interview, the whole thing, the whole podcast. But to finish with a joke, Will, so beautifully, elegantly put, just top stuff, top drawer.
I'm
Uh,
not even a wrestler, by the way.
can
Not
you
even a
imagine?
wrestler.
Nathan Murphy would destroy you. Oh, I'd love to see that. He would murder you. You would be squished forever. But you're beneath him. He's got bigger things, bigger fish to fry.
Yeah,
So
still waiting for him to have, when he wasn't with you and was loved by the fans and be begged for for matches, it wasn't happening. Now that he's with you, we're still seeing him about the same amount. So is the Tate State really working?
you're seeing about the same amount. Carlito. I got a match with Carlito for Nathan Murphy, former Intercontinental Champion, US Champion, Tag Team
I
Champion.
loved that match. Remember you got
Yeah,
spat in the face with the apple?
irrelevant and illegal, by the way. Absolutely illegal. You can't do that. This is professional wrestling. And I didn't see that coming. I didn't think an apple would come into it. However, that's the type of opportunity that I give people. So, Apple, yes, Carlito got to win. If there was no Apple, Nathan Murphy forever wins every day of the week. Also, another prick, and hopefully, won't see him in OTT again.
You want to laugh? You want to talk about me stepping in the ring with
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Boots Murphy? What is
No,
with you and there's a wrestler in OTT that you just seem to be absolutely afraid of. I'd love to see you in the ring with him actually. Frankie Vendetta. Frankie
I'm.
Vendetta. I'd love to see Edward Stuart Tate versus Frankie Vendetta in an OTT ring.
Uh, I think Frankie Vendetta and Shane O'Keefe would have to come to terms that they're the same human being before I would belittle myself. And also he's unhinged. I think maybe
That's brilliant.
a medical check first. I don't even think he should be wrestling. So not going to happen. I don't think it's
Why are you
fair
so
that
convinced
someone
they're the
with,
same person?
come on.
We've had Shane beside us watching contenders while the whole show was going on.
I'm not playing this game. I'm not playing this game.
It's not even a game. Will, was he beside us? And answer truthfully. I don't care that he's here. Answer truthfully. Was Shane sat beside you for all the contenders?
All I remember at Contenders was Carmo bought me something to eat because he's very nice and caring like that. I said hi to
Oh, you're
Shane
so.
because we say hi to each other as friends. And yet, when I turned around, Shane wasn't there, and Frankie Vendetta was swinging a bat that he pulled from a ring post.
Yeah.
Shane was right beside you.
I don't remember Shane being beside me.
The thing
So
about
full of
Frankie
shit.
Vendetta, so they're in the weirdos, this group, the weirdos now, and Pat is the leader of the weirdos. I love all that man. All Shane O'Keefe ever wanted to do was to be a professional wrestler. That's all he ever wanted to be. Professional wrestler. Failed at it 3 times. Finally, he's back again. I don't know how, but he is professionally wrestling. And now he's in a group called the Weirdos. And Kat Von K has lowered herself to lead this group of misfits. And it makes me laugh because Kat actually would have been someone that Tate Estate would have been looking at last summer. And now she's scraping the bottom of the barrel. But I do love that she's manipulating the Sem and Frankie Vendetta and, basically getting them to 90% of the match is Frankie Vendetta and the Sem. And then Kat comes in, hits lovely lariat, gets the win. I like that. I mean, that's smart. That's her elongating her career. But Frankie, I mean, in many ways, this is where he belongs, isn't it?
I'm telling you now, I can see Frankie Vendetta as a champion in OTT, and not even a
Never
tight
gonna,
champion. That
never
man
gonna
could be
happen.
world champion.
No, never gonna happen. Never.
That man could be the NLW champion. That man
How?
could even be European champion.
How?
Well, what happens in wrestling is you get a match with the champion,
Yeah.
and then you win and you hold the titles. I
How's he
seen
going to get that
Frankie
match?
doing that.
How's he going to get that match? There's no way. Joe would never. First of all, Joe would never lower OTT to put a freak like Frankie Vendetta into a title match. The whole point of what Joe's doing is to regain the reputation of these titles. That's why I got Trent Seven back as a champion in OTT. So there's no way that Joe would undo all of this work he's been doing over 12 months by giving Frankie Vendetta a title shot. Never going to happen. But nice to fantasy book it, I guess. Shane loves to fantasy book as well. So that's I'm sure he's done that in his head a few times.
And again, shout out to Shane. Shout out to Morrow as well. Love those two guys, unlike some people. Well, I'm getting sick of him. Would you just finish up with your questions? I know you've got a few more there.
It's not really questions.
Hmm.
It's more, do you have any advice for hostile people like Martin himself who begrudge people like yourself in a wonderful business as OTT and who work with amazing people like Joe? What advice would you give people who are, the word, I don't really like using it, it's not a nice word, jealous of people like you?
I can
Would
tell
you
you
have any
now, I
advice
ain't jealous of
for
this guy.
people like Martin?
Yeah,
I'm
I'd
jealous.
probably give up. Get out of wrestling. Stop being a fan. Give up on life as well if you have to. Just exit from my life. That's all I want.
This guy just killed me kill myself.
There's no desire of mine to improve people like Martin. Like there's no upside for me. So
Yeah.
it's a waste of my time and a waste of my energy. So it's immediately discard. If I see potential in someone like you will, for example, I think could do an unbelievable solo podcast at some stage in your career, and I could see upside there. If you ever want any advice, come to Edward Stuart Tate. If you're looking for funding, come to Edward Stuart Tate. But yeah, no, I'd say cut loose anyone who's dragging you back down. Negativity. That's all it is. It's negativity. And Tate is nothing but positive. Nothing but positive. Hear that, loser?
Sorry, I was posting that, I'm bored at work.
Any more smart questions, Will?
We'll end off in a nice one. With your amazing, I don't like saying faction or stable, like this family you're bringing together of
Lovely. Yeah.
future
Amazing,
world
Don Callis.
champions and future amazing grapplers and high flyers potentially.
Maybe.
If there was one wrestler from WWE and one wrestler from AEW to join the family, who would you like to see?
One wrestler from, I don't watch much professional wrestling outside of Ireland, so my reference points are weak. I would say are weaker perhaps. So I'll just preface that. Probably do it have to be alive? Is this like a modern thing or someone from the history, the annals of professional wrestling?
You could do what you want, past or present.
I think Mr. Perfect would be my pick.
Okay.
He's present, isn't he? Is he still going?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
And then my past wrestler, Ivan Koloff.
Oh, Bo, brilliant choices.
Thank you.
I know Martin's being rude here and he doesn't want you here anymore, which offends
not for
me
another
and
second.
it offends the podcast. And
if you ever do this again, Will, I swear to God.
And he does this whole thing cutting across me.
Do you know what? Let me end this. Let me end this with this. Oh, look at him going on the phone because I'm talking now.
Yeah.
This is professionalism.
No, I'm on a fucking third podcast.
Professionalism.
Yeah.
You've ruined this, Martin.
Who's
all right?
Fuck. Will, why the hell would you invite him on? You
no, Martin, listen to me.
I'm just going to cut them off here now. One sec. Yeah, I'll chat to you later on.
No, look, see this.
Okay, now see, you listen to me. Yeah, you ruined an opportunity. You ruined
You know what?
connection.
You know what? I stand by what I said. Boots and Edward Stuart Tate are banned from this podcast. Don't do this shit again.